Oh my god, I'm making a video after so long. It's way overdue. Do I look different? Hello, it's been 5 years since I last made a video and talked to you guys. Anyway, I'm a practicing dental hygienist now, and I have a lot to share. So let's get into it. I want to talk about all the things that I've learned in the past 4 years. Wow, where do I begin? There's just so much that has happened. I am also in a place in my career where I'm really happy. Clinical hygiene is hard, physically and mentally, but like, what isn't, I guess? But everything is what you make it, right? Things can be hard, but it's your attitude that you have towards it. One of the biggest things I wanted to talk about was my first job. So when I first got out of hygiene school, I was actually, like I said in my previous video, I was still taking a Spanish course that I needed to take, which I didn't know that I couldn't technically graduate, or not that, but like technically I couldn't get like my degree without that specific course. And I wish I knew about that before. I wish my advisors had told me that. And so anyway, point is, I had to basically take that course online, or else they wouldn't give me my diploma. One of the things you need when you are applying for your license is a diploma. Like, one of the things you need when you're applying for your license with the Georgia Board of Dentistry is you need to submit your degree that you actually have a diploma, your transcript, things like that. And they wouldn't grant me that, even though I had walked. They technically, like, I graduated. They basically said I had everything I needed to graduate, and I did. Like, my name was on the, I went to go get my cap and gown and all that, did the whole thing. I finished this course, and while I was taking that Spanish course, but I couldn't wait. I was like, I want to like step into the field of dentistry. I want to start working. I want to start making money. I want to get patient experience. So I found this place, and I was willing to really just like accept anything because I wanted to get experience, and I wanted put my foot into the dental world, the healthcare world, and get experience. So I was hired as a dental assistant at a pediatric office, and it was mainly pediatric. We'd still see adults, but I learned a lot from that office. But I was a brand new hygienist. I didn't know a lot of things. I didn't know the business aspect of dentistry. I didn't know codes like that. I didn't really know like how that whole world works. That's the whole reason I wanted to step in and start working, right? But I learned a lot. It obviously didn't stay there for very long. I was only there for about 4 months. I think like almost like a month as a dental assistant. I was basically polishing, I was taking x-rays, I was doing all the things. I was doing sterile, I was doing what a dental assistant does. There was a conversation that came up at some point during one of my, I guess, business reviews, that I wasn't producing enough. And if you're a dental hygienist, or maybe you don't know, even if you're a dental hygienist, you don't know what that means. But basically, when you're bringing revenue into your practice as well. So I didn't know any of that. So she came to me, brought me these papers, and basically was like, you're not meeting what I need you to meet. And in my head, I'm like I couldn't even wrap my head around that. I didn't really understand what that meant. And to me at the time, it felt very like selfish. It felt very like, what do you mean I'm not like bringing in enough? What is that even? And it was a primarily Medicaid office. So it was hard to make profit, I guess, or make ends meet at the office, or at least that's what it seemed like. So, and I had no idea about any of this. I don't even know what I'm saying right now is true. I don't know. I'm just assuming things right now. But so during that time, I was also in the process of buying a home, my first home, and I needed to be employed. Like, if you guys have ever bought a home, you know that you have to have like they will call and they will confirm that you are an employee, that you're full-time employed, because they're not going to just give out a loan to anyone, right? Anyway, I basically ended up quitting that place just because my values, my ethics didn't align with that office. And I'm really glad that I found out at the time I did, being such a new grad, that I needed to leave that office, because I feel like there are many times where new grads don't leave an office because they think they just don't know better, and they kind of suck it up and they endure the toxicity, right? Because they don't know any better. But I was lucky enough, I had left because I knew that I had other options, and that I knew this, I knew I couldn't work with kids every single day of my life. I just knew that, because I would go home with headaches, and oh my gosh, God bless pediatric dental hygienists, because you guys are rock stars. I don't know how you guys do it, because I did it, but I was not okay. By the end of the day, I was like, I am wrung out. I left, and it was kind of a big mistake because it was in my house buying process. Although I was temping, it was temping right away. I was actually even making more than what I was when I was at that office. I shouldn't have done that because it kind of messed up my house buying process. But long story short, I did end up getting my house, and I'm happy that everything worked out the way it did. But don't do that when you're trying to buy a house. Try to stick it out at that current job until you buy your house. Lesson learned. So while I was temping one of the days, I had a recruiter reach out to me, literally just texted me out of nowhere. And I almost was like I had no idea what a DSO was, what a corporate dental group was, or what corporate dentistry was versus private dentistry. I mean, all of that was just a whole new area for me. But I was like, okay, let me just see, because I'm temping and I am looking for a permanent position. So I went ahead and answered the recruiter's phone call, we set up a time, we talked. It was literally during my lunch break while I was temping. And I was just, throughout the whole process, I was brutally honest with what my expectations and what my aspirations were for a new office, for, my next step. And that is exactly what I got. So I started with a DSO, and the first thing I remember when I toured the office, I met the manager. At the time, I told the manager, what I'm looking for is a good office culture. That's something I didn't have in my last office, and I am a new grad, but I'm willing to learn, and I know I have it in me to be the best clinician I can if you give me the resources. And that is exactly what I got. So this DSO really just gave me all the resources, my toolbox. When I say toolbox, I mean just different products and different research, a lot of evidence-based research, a lot of even classes, webinars, CEs, all that provided so that you can practice at the highest level. So I've really got to just find my place in this DSO space here. And by the way, if you guys don't know, if you're a new hygienist watching this, DSO stands for Dental Support Organization. So it is basically the dentists now some DSOs where the dentists do own the practice, but this specific type of DSO, the dentists don't really own the practice. It's more so the DSO kind of manages it, and you don't really have to report back to the dentist, or it's your office manager, your DMO, and whoever else is there to support you, your regional hygiene specialists, or whoever it is. You'll have mentors within the company in those specific regions to help you. So as time went on, so I've been at this DSO for about almost 4 years now, and I'm really happy. And then within my position, I've gotten to naturally kind of grow into being a hygiene mentor. So I consider myself one of the lead dental hygienists within the company right now, and I take a lot of pride in mentoring new hygienists that join the company. They get to spend about 3-4 days with me, where I get to just show them team dynamics and collaboration and new products that they may never have heard of, and how to use them, and when to discuss it with the patients, and how to discuss it with the patients, and how to even perform it on the patients. So a lot of evidence-based studies that we talk about. We also will do a lot of hands-on training on our system and just like the everyday day-to-day flow of the office, of appointments, which is something I feel like when you're in hygiene school, when you're coming straight out of, you know, whether it's dentistry or like dental school or dental hygiene school, like I feel like no one really teaches you. You know, that's not a part of our education where we learn about insurances, where we learn how to utilize insurances, how to send pre-authorizations, and you know what narratives to put in, and what evidence evidence is needed for a certain type of treatment. Like I feel like that's that important. That connection between those is not really taught, and a lot of clinicians don't really understand that. And so my job, where I've found my place now, is to help clinicians understand that that connection. And I think eventually what will happen is, and there will be these hygiene led practices, there will be hygiene only practices, and there will be a very close relationship with dentists. And this is not to say that there won't be that, like, I'm not anti-dentist, by the way, I'm not anti-dentist. I'm just saying that I think there is a need for hygiene only practices because I see it every single day, especially in big cities, and actually in rural areas as well. We need prevention, because if we have prevention, then we have more access to care. And not only that, when you prevent early on, then you prevent disease. That's a whole nother topic I will go into later, but this is to say I had, you know, I'm good. I'm doing good. This is my update. I could probably go into more detail later in other videos about what I've been up to, but this is kind of in the gist what I'm doing. And I think at this point trained over 25 to 30 dental hygienists, some seasoned, some straight out of school, some just early on, you know, kind of like 2-3 years in. And there is always something to learn from each other. There's always something to learn from them, something that they're learning from me. And the learning is just endless. And as long as you have that open mind, I think we as a profession will thrive, and our patients will benefit from that as well. I have had the privilege to work with some great mentors in the hygiene industry right now in Georgia. Someone like Misty Mattingly, teacher Tina, RDH. You know, I did my local anesthesia with her. Got my local anesthesia license as soon as I could, as soon as it was legal in Georgia. Can you believe that? Like we were one of the last states to be able to do this. It's ridiculous. Where in like Colorado, you can own your own hygiene only practice. It's crazy, but. I really am really blessed to have made all the connections that I have made in the past couple years, and I honestly see myself kind of leading more into a consultant role and helping other hygienists really just be the top 1% hygienists. And I feel like the era of pro-fee only hygiene is ending, and hygienists are learning more so about how to actually keep themselves profitable from a business perspective, because we're needed everywhere, but it has to also realistically make sense for a practice to keep us, right? And we have to know what that really means. So that's where I'm gonna do a little announcement. I am launching my own consulting business or coaching business. It's called New Era Hygiene Consulting. I don't know how I feel about the name yet. We'll see. But for now, it's called New Era Hygiene Consulting, and the motto is really just fostering a new era in dental hygiene, and because that's where we're headed. There is just so many new changes in dentistry. It's always constantly evolving, and I feel like we hygienists we have to evolve with it, or we will get left behind. And I'm not gonna get left behind, so get on board, and I think it's gonna be a great journey. just so excited to be able to share this with you guys, whoever's watching. If you guys have been watching my videos from before, thank you guys for watching this again. And for anyone who's in hygiene school, who's in the middle of it, like, you will get through it. The real world hygiene is so much different, and there's so much more autonomy, and you know, there's just so much more to learn after school. Like, I feel like everything in school is so very cutthroat, but once you really get into the real world, if you can have a hygiene mentor, I feel like that really helped me a lot. I wish I had that. I didn't really get that until I went into the DSO space, and now I really just feel like, oh my God, I'm a provider. I am, like, not just a prophy queen. I am, you know, an actual cutting edge provider. In the past last couple years, I've also had the privilege and got very lucky as well to really have a great co-hygienist that I've been working with for almost 3 years now. She's amazing. We help each other out. We, you know, collaborate. We make sure if someone's running behind, we're helping each other. We're cleaning up each other's rooms. We're flipping each other's rooms. We're, you know, helping if someone has a difficult patient, like, we're sharing that patient. We're making sure that the other one is taken care of, because I feel like if you, as a office, if you're looking out for each other as a team, then everyone just feels taken care of and everything just runs more smoothly. That is just so important. It's something we tend to forget when we are, you know, busy during the day. It's a stressful environment, and we tend to forget that other people have feelings, right? We're only human. So looking out for each other in those little moments really make the biggest difference. And so like, between us, there is no jealousy, there is no, like, competition. She looks out for me, I look out for her, and we make sure we meet our goals, and, you know, we just lift each other up. And I'm really grateful. Yuan, if you're watching this video, I love you, and I don't know what I'd do without you. And I honestly, like, if I ever open up a practice, I want to open up one with you. Yeah, it's been nice. You know, just kind of reminiscing. I'm literally in the middle of my living room right now. I just randomly decided, you know what, I'm gonna just make a video. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it out there because I've been wanting to for the longest time, and it just feels natural. It just feels right. You know, when it feels right, you just gotta go for it. And life is too unexpected not to do what you want to do. Hopefully I can be bringing you guys more videos, just kind of sitting down and just chit-chatting. I think I need to do more of these because I love doing these, and I have a lot to share. So anyway, guys, take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.